My history becoming a runner, it's not very conventional. I went to my first rave party when I just finished school with my girlfriends, and we got dressed up in fluoro, and the first song that came on, I still remember really vividly, was called Come Running, and we just ran around and around in circles on the dance floor together. So I really enjoyed that sort of 12 hours of movement, and it was pretty shortly after that, so 2 years later when I was 19, that I was training with one of my friends who then became my coach. He said, there's this 100-kilometre race coming up in 3 weeks, I think you should give it a go. That was sort of how it progressed from raving for 12 hours to running for 12 hours. My first 100-kilometre race was called the Narrabeen All-Nighter. I crossed the finish line and fainted. So I was yellow body, white face, and my mum got to see me at the very end saying, "You're never doing that again, Larissa." Recognising patterns in your body is something that you get more attuned to as you're training. If you're even 5 kilometres into a marathon, you know whether this race is going to be easy or going to be really challenging. I think a lot of the pain that you're experiencing is more in the head, and there's all these different reasons you want to stop. And I've got some really strong mentors. They're the strongest women that I know. They just sort of run days on end, and listening to how they get through some really pretty tough times has helped me grow in terms of when I am facing those mental barriers that my body is trying to say something is happening, but it's actually more in my head. I think everyone can run an ultra marathon. I think to take it to the next level, there has to be a change in attitude, and it's really a hunger to want to train. I think that's first and foremost, and almost a bit of an obsessive personality to go with that. My brother was 28 years old and he just dropped dead at his keyboard, and for me that was a really big turning point, but not only in my running but also in my life. Sort of I came to a realisation that I don't know when I'm going to die. If my 28-year-old brother can die, I don't know when I'm dying. Given I don't know when I'm going to die, I really want to use the gifts and talents that I do have for a really strong purpose. So that really transformed me as a runner, from being someone who kind of relied on my natural talents to excel, to someone who really wanted to get stuck into the training. I'm very, very grateful for the time we had together, and still very, very, very much miss him. But I'm very thankful for what his death also taught me and how I've applied it. Running is also very spiritual. It teaches me a lot that I don't just apply on the field, but also in my work, in my studies. I think it really grows and develops humans and characters. I became a Christian through running, and I think that it really draws me closer to God. He is the person that I run for. When I talk about meditation, I talk about meditation on the Bible. So I memorize a verse going into the race and just think it through as I'm running. There's this great verse, Isaiah 40:31. Those who hope on the Lord shall renew their strength. And I truly believe that, you can turn a race that's going upside down, you can turn it back around. I'm always conscious, and I get my husband to hold me accountable when running does become too consuming for me, and when it does become a God in my life. It's that fine balance between using the gifts God has given you, but not making it a God.